if you can explain what is the crack? Hey, the crack.
How can I have the crack? What's the crack?
What is the crack? You are the crack.
So if you're joining us, this might be part 2 that's debuting on Monday after the amazing episode last Wednesday. So where were we?
I don't know where we were, but there's something I want to talk about.
Yes.
And that's professional eating.
Oh.
First of all, sport or not?
No, those are athletes.
Those are athletes.
Those are athletes. I've dabbled in it.
Mm-hmm. What did you eat?
Everything. I one time tried to eat the biggest steak, the big Texan in not Galveston.
Is it like a tomahawk?
Oh, it is the worst cut of beef ever.
Really?
72 ounces.
Ugh.
And the thing is, they make you eat all these sides. I was in Amarillo.
Is there a reward?
You get it for free.
That's such a bullshit reward.
And then you get on the wall.
The wall's fine.
Yeah.
So to preface this with, I knew 2 guys, amateurs, never trained in their lives.
Right.
In fact, they were kind of like, they're from Rochester, and they're like, kind of like, one guy lived in a tent, like kind of in the woods.
We were talking about New York last episode.
Yeah.
Where people who just came to New York and stayed are just like, they're just content. All right.
Yes.
We're in the new world.
But like upstate
is like crazy.
Freak show.
I think upstate New York is more Midwestern than anywhere else.
I would agree with that. I would agree with
the Northeast, even more than Pennsylvania in a way.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania sometimes even feels like the South.
Yeah. Pennsylvania is more Southern than Midwestern.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
These 2 guys I knew lived up there, just like kind of punk guys. And they were going through St. Louis, and I've actually eaten this pizza, but there's a pizza there that's like, it's just like, it's comically large. Like it looks fake. Like I can't believe they'd make it. I shared with like 6 or 7 guys. And we didn't finish it.
Whoa.
And we were hungry.
Yeah.
But if you eat it with 2 meat toppings or 4 veggie toppings within 2 hours without barfing, you not only get the pizza for free, but you get $500. And so like pro eaters will go like make a quick buck doing this. These 2 guys I know just did it, no training, hungry. Just ate the fucker.
They allowed them to double team it?
And you're supposed to double team it.
Okay.
2 people, 2 hours.
That's fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun.
But you know what's that lifestyle of just showing up to a random town, being, a gypsy of sorts, in pool players.
It's sharking is what it is. You can shark.
Just town to town. You're literally
like biggest, biggest burger in fucking, in Galveston. And like you go there and you eat the burger for free. It's nothing to you.
And you can eat for free.
You eat for free.
Like you eat what you kill.
The problem is the shit's got to be tough.
Yeah. So something I realized, and people give me shit because one time I had to eat a Philly cheesesteak, a part of my cheesesteak, with a hot one sauce on it. And I didn't really sign up for it. Like doing a heat challenge is like, I rather do volume than heat, because the thing that they don't say about spicy food, if you eat it, your mouth burns, right?
Yeah.
The thing is with really spicy food, you're going to get hit not just after the burn in your mouth goes away. You get hit in the upper stomach.
It's esophageal.
The duodenum, I think is it called. Like your large intestine.
God.
You get hit in various different pockets of your digestive system with the spice when it's really bad. And then when it comes out the other end, it's just as bad as going in.
Yeah. That's what I understand. So, I stay due to my GERD, acid reflux. I can't really rock with that spicy of food anymore.
Yeah.
Because I wake up in the morning,
So when I was getting shit for not eating a spicy sandwich on Pardon My Take, the thing is I've done the spicy shit before where it just fucks you.
Yeah.
And it was like a Thursday night. It was like 1 a.m. And I was like, I want to sleep tonight. I don't want to be waking up. I was like PFT like threw it. The thing is they didn't understand the consequences of doing something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, you know what? This is part of the bro culture of Barstool.
Yeah, well,
they don't let you not eat the spicy cheesesteak. Did you eat it?
I ended up eating it.
You ate the spicy cheesesteak.
A little less, but I was, everyone gives me shit for being a bitch about it. But at the time I was just like pissed. We just watched Thursday Night Football. We were recording. It was late. Looking back, I loved it.
Yeah.
But at the time I was just like, fuck, like I'm going to sleep tonight. Like it was like a long week. I didn't get much sleep.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
I'm with you
I just
on
want
that.
to sleep. I just want to sleep.
Yes.
Not like wake up and shit myself. But like at the time it was just like, stop being a pussy and eat like the spicy food where, you know, the mouth spicy thing. I don't care about that.
You can deal with it. Yeah.
But like the waking up and shitting yourself.
That's tough. That's a tough nut to
It's
crack.
a tough sell. It's a tough sell.
I just, my whole thing is like, I don't, if you eat like a giant, like if you eat like a full tomahawk steak or whatever, like a
Yeah.
big ass cut, it's just going to be tough the next day.
Well, I love meat.
Me too.
Yeah.
But that amount of it is like overeating raw, like not raw meat, red meat.
Yeah.
You're going to have some troubles the next day.
So I don't know what it is about my body, but I can eat as much meat without feeling full or, you know, lethargic.
Really?
Yeah. But carbs, as soon as I have pasta, I'm donezo.
It's like one bite.
I love Italian food, but Italians tolerate Italian food much better than I do.
Their stomachs are different.
Yeah. I don't know. I literally think so.
Well, I had to judge or host an eating contest in Philadelphia 2 days ago, Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
And
What are you eating?
I didn't eat. Well, I ate, but I didn't participate in the contest.
What was it?
It was a hot dog eating contest. Nathan's Hot Dog Rules.
Yeah.
The thing is that I think is a little different because I've seen eating contests before. I've never seen a hot dog eating contest. I've seen hamburger, McDonald's dollar little cheeseburger or whatever, and I've seen pie,
Oh.
which is really tough. No, that was more of a race. I mean,
Just gave me a flashback to when I ate 12 McDoubles.
yes. Oh, doubles?
Yeah. And the worst part is that McDonald's isn't real food.
No.
And you don't realize it unless you eat 10.
What does it do to you?
I mean, I ate 58 ounces of the 72-ounce steak in Amarillo. I was also drinking beer at the same time.
Yeah.
It like sat better than 10 McDoubles.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it's just pure meat. I like have this weird theory that primal man who is hunting like would go and kill something, and you know they had to eat as much as they could.
because they didn't have, you couldn't keep it.
Yeah.
You know,
and like you had to like put as much meat inside of you while you like were at the kill, and you had to carry
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as you could. So like my meat processing is different. I'm definitely a keto diet type, just my digestive system. I don't tolerate carbs well, except beer, but like that's different. Like
yeah.
saying, like-
You can overcome that.
yeah, but it's wild. The thing is, I think there is definitely a different diets work better for different people.
Yeah, obviously that's
Yeah.
true. And I think there's also a big industry now of like this is why you're fat, or like this is why
Yeah.
you're like not gaining muscle or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like it's all a scam. Because obviously people's bodies are radically different in just the
Right.
way they process things. What I saw the other night was the most disgusting thing actually I think I've ever seen.
Oh,
The smell of hot dogs taken alone, you're walking on the street, you pass by a hot dog cart,
Right.
inoffensive, right? It smells like a hot dog. Fine. It's like you're at a ball game. The smell of that many hot dogs together, I think it's the boiledness of it.
oh yeah.
They smell wet. And that together and then mixed with, as I saw, like kind of a lot of vomit of those same hot dogs, those two, the before and after smells mixing and merging in the air like that was difficult for me.
Damn.
And I once saw a woman eat pea covered spaghetti in Alfredo. That was actually the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Alfredo.
Well, that's just,
Alfredo and piss.
well, to take it.
I'm an idiot. I literally was like, there definitely is an Alfredo Italy.
Yeah. Well, no, this is going back a little bit. When I was younger, me and a couple friends did a talent show just in San Francisco. We put shit on Craigslist, but we also like talked to people we know.
Yeah.
And there was a woman we know who's like a performance artist who also did like kind of like noise music or whatever. Just,
Yeah.
you know, wasn't something you really listen to at home, but her shows were very entertaining, but also kind of gross. Like she would do gross stuff. And we were like, hey, like, please don't do something gross. But if you're going to like, we were like, well, I don't know if we should let her in the contest because there was like an usher impersonator. There was a 7-year-old male stripper. There was a guy who did dog tricks. It was all like kind of like nice talents.
Wholesome, kind of.
Yeah. But I was like a 7-year-old male stripper. But for her, we were like, just don't do something really gross. But like, you know, we're friends with you. You can come in. She brought in a colander of spaghetti, put out a picnic blanket, and she's wearing kind of like a picnicky dress and has a picnic basket, and she squats over the spaghetti and takes from the basket a Alfredo jar,
Okay.
which Alfredo is fucking gross.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's nasty. Pours the Alfredo over it, and the smell of the Alfredo is already kidding me. And I'm already like, oh no, man, this is not. I'm on stage. I'm like behind her. It's a pretty small stage. And then she squats over it and lets it rip. And, you know, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on anything, but there's definitely a period in there.
Oh.
And then she fucking eats it. This is, I don't know if you have to cut this or keep this in.
We just won't clip it. We just
don't clip it. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. And smells.
Oh my God. You know what's the thing that I'm thinking of right now that's terrible is that the Alfredo is so oil based that it definitely separated from the piss.
Yes. I was cowering. Like, you ever see like people who get genuinely really, really frightened of like an animal or something, and they like kind of shrink into themselves and cower?
They cover the organs.
Yeah, that's what I like unconsciously like tried to retract my body into like as small a position as possible and was like squirming.
Yeah, you put the knee up to cover your liver.
Yes.
That's the classic.
I was yeah.
Like where you're covering internal organs to survive.
I was terrified.
Oh.
But the hot dog eating contest, there was 8 guys, no women.
Oh.
And but I had the spaghetti thing in the back of my head.
Oh no.
And I think what actually is the grossest part is the dunking.
Oh yeah.
It's the wet bread and even the doubly wet dog.
So I have a stance on this when it comes to hot dog eating contests. I think we should get rid of the buns.
You think just dog?
Yeah, just so we can get the numbers up. I mean, we got to advance the sport.
I agree with that.
We need to go to a bunless era.
The bun is the toughest part to get through, though.
It is.
It's like clear that like, and as I witnessed, like it's actually much easier to eat the dog than it is to eat the bun. Because you can kind of like get the dog in there. The bun is like really, it melts in your mouth a little bit, but I think it's a mental thing with like the taste of it as well.
There's so much gluten. So the gluten, I don't want to be gluten free.
Yeah.
But the amount of gluten that is increased in our food is insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But like, I want to see Joey Chestnut get 100 dogs. I think he could do it easily.
What's he topping out at now?
He did 69 or 72.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Who's banned?
Kobayashi.
Kobayashi's banned. Why is he banned?
Because, actually, no. Joey Chestnut's banned too. They're both banned now.
That's their only 2 guys.
Yeah, they literally, well, the thing is, you know what? Fucking Beyond Meat got Joey Chestnut. They paid him $5 million.
Wow.
They paid him $5 million and said, tell Nathan's that you will only eat Beyond Meat hot dogs at the thing.
Wow.
And I mean, they just bought him.
That is just the sanctity of the sport.
I know.
Has just been completely destroyed by that. This is crazy. I thought these people were in it for the food. I thought they were hungry. It's greedy that they are, because that's several of the deadly sins.
Yes.
That's greed and gluttony.
Absolutely.
That's greed and gluttony.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame Joey Chestnut because he's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
He's the most
GOAT.
dominant athlete in sports, like just like in your respective, but he's never been given the Jordan deal, you know?
Well, what, like a bib?
No, like Jordan made a decent amount of money in basketball.
Yeah.
But he made the most from the shoes.
The shoes.
Like he was rewarded for his likeness.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut, he needs some sort of like, he needs to be rich because it'd be really sad for like the public.
Yes.
For him to eating rats in a Subway.
Or like to go to a coffee shop and like order a coffee and like, wait, Joey Chestnut? he's like, don't take a picture of me. Like, you don't want that.
I mean, I think that would be a fine existence for him. But like, if Joey Chestnut, like, was out of luck a couple of years down the line, I think everyone would be sad.
Well, no, I'm saying you don't want to see Joey Chestnut at his job.
Yes.
Like, his job should be food.
Yes.
Like, it shouldn't be like him. Like, you shouldn't be like going to a place and like, Joey Chestnut's your fucking Subway driver. Like, Joey Chestnut should like be his hot dog, somehow be able to like live off the dogs.
Like Paul Rabel, the best professional lacrosse player ever. He is now the CEO of the new professional lacrosse league.
Yeah.
He did not make that like comparatively that much money from, his lacrosse contracts compared to other sports. But now he's basically doing a startup new league that is better for the players and it's more widespread. And it's honestly an amazing story. And, he might be a better businessman than a lacrosseman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we do not want Paul Rabel to be like,
working at Big Five.
Yeah. Paul Rabel or Joey Chestnut to be like, oh man, I'm forgetting his name. He played for the Mavericks. He was a light skinned point guard. Who's literally like a meth head.
I've seen videos. Yeah.
Deontay West.
Yes. Like I'm saying, like our goats.
Yeah.
Should be treated like
the goats should be treated well.
But
who gets that right?
Who?
Like
who gets it right?
Russia. The Soviets.
Really?
The regimes treat their people right.
They treat their athletes fucking great.
Which I kind of admire.
Yes. And the Soviets should have appealed to the American sportsmen.
Yes.
That's true. That is true. Like they would they're astronauts too.
I know. Like I'm blanking on his name because I'm not a hockey fan, but the Washington Nationals, God, why am I forgetting his name?
He's like a Russian guy?
Yeah, he's a Russian dude. They get black cards.
Yeah.
Like where they just have unlimited money on a credit card.
This is the American sports fan.
Yes.
He thinks he loves the free market and all this stuff. We are rocking with regimes, man.
They want to be royalty.
They want to be royalty. And you're so disrespected here. You have to go begging to Beyond Burger.
Yes.
Exactly. Please give me a veggie dog for $5 million. If Joey Chestnut was in Russia, he would be like a minister.
Yes.
He would be a minister of agriculture.
Exactly.
He would have a DACA or whatever.
Yeah, he would have gotten all the, like, Joey Chestnut would have like been given an estate in like a pork farm.
Yes.
Just for his service to the pork industry.
Like he would be feted like it with wherever there would be a parade. America will never have a parade for Joey Chestnut.
Exactly.
He's a great, but he's treated like a shame. If he was in China, for example.
Oh yeah.
Come on, give me a break.
I mean, he would have been treated like a king.
It's ridiculous. I'm with you on that. And I gotta say, I would say probably
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin. I have heard of that guy.
Ovechkin. He literally gets, he's Putin's show pony, as they say.
Yeah.
The original show pony, Hitler's
really
boxer.
Oh yes, but the what's his name? Like the big what's fucking Max?
Oh no, you're thinking of the guy who got sent to Ukraine, who is Putin's the gigantic guy.
Oh wait, are you talking about Klitschko?
No,
they got sent to Ukraine.
No. There's another Russian boxer who's Putin's show pony, who Putin sent to the front line, who's a 7 foot tall Russian boxer.
You don't want to be 7 feet tall on a front line.
Oh yeah. I actually had this take. I got into an argument with this Marine about it, that World War I shrank the European population.
Yeah. The French shrank several centimeters. Yeah.
That's fact.
Yeah.
And he was getting into an argument with me about how, your size doesn't matter in a gunfight, even if you're tall. And I was like, no, taking cover in the trenches. It's
You literally, there's a trench. Because a lot of the time you're digging a trench. I never dug a trench. We didn't really do trenches in Syria. But I know how trenches work. Sometimes you'll dig a trench and there's groundwater.
Yeah.
Like when the British went to the Falkland Islands, they tried to dig trenches in the air cover, but there's just
in the 90s?
In the 90s. Yeah.
You try to dig trenches?
Well, not trenches to have trench warfare, but take cover from air attacks.
Okay.
And so they would try to dig foxholes, basically.
Yeah.
They couldn't dig foxholes because there's just water a foot under the ground.
Oh my God.
And you want to be, I think the ideal soldier, well, the Gurkha. for instance.
Gurkha.
The Gurkha, right?
Huge fan.
The Gurkha is a tiny motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's a tiny motherfucker. You want a tiny but like big guy, not necessarily tiny, but like you don't want to be
Tensile strength.
You don't want to be 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
You're literally the easiest guy to shoot
Right.
that there could ever be. Like and it's like, okay, you peek around a corner of what 5 feet of you do, you know, it's crazy. This is why Gandalf, when he's going to get that shit from the dragon, that's why he got a bunch of dwarves
With big ass feet.
with big ass feet.
About those guys on OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Dude, I mean, the Gurkhas, I think they're the greatest athletes in the world.
They're
I
crazy.
think like literally their oxygen, the oxygenation of their blood is just so amazing
Really?
because of their gene sequencing from living in the Himalayas.
Is that why Sherpas are like,
Yes.
like going up that shit so easily? And like the white man is like, I'm dying when he goes up Everest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. Cause they're just like, they're used to it.
Well, it's more that, selective pressures cause that if you had better oxygenation, I'm saying that wrong totally.
Oxygenated blood.
Yeah. If your red blood cells carry more oxygen, especially at the altitude, then you take those motherfuckers down to sea level and they're like, they can just do anything forever.
Wow.
Their stamina is just insane.
What do you think about people going to Everest?
I think it's because I haven't done it. I know this sounds like, a total poser move to say, but I think it's gotten a little too easy.
Blown out.
Yeah.
It's a little blown out.
I mean,
The lines, you see videos of the lines, you're like,
trash.
and it's like, bro, it's just like, okay, you climbed Everest. You just basically have to have enough money to do it.
Yeah. And there are dead people.
For sure.
RIP.
RIP. RIP to the families too.
RIP to the families. But low key, they're kind of attractions. They're kind of like being like, look, people die.
This,
Like, this guy died. But so many people go that statistically it's crazy.
dangerous. It's like,
I've never gone up. Like I'm being a total
but
pussy.
like, I get if you're mountaineering, like you're like out there, you're climbing fucking Mount whatever in like
K2.
Exactly.
Talk to me when you do K2.
You're doing, but you're like, you're doing this shit, but like you kind of have just like a guy carrying your shit in Everest.
How are you gonna let another man carry your shit?
That is just like, listen, no disrespect. It's all love.
All love, yeah.
It's all love.
Yeah.
But you're having not only a guy, but like probably a pretty little guy who's carrying all your shit. And you see the Sherpa packs?
Yeah.
They're massive.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. And they're just like those guys have climbed Everest like 50 times.
Dude, I don't know if I could like do that and have another man carry my stuff.
I would feel like such an asshole.
I feel that way when like I need like a skilled worker to come to my house.
Same.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
do you need help?
Yeah. And he's like, no. You're paying me.
Like I like to build things. I like to do as much as I can around the house, but it's like when I need a plumber with piping and supplies and they come and I'm like standing there and he's working. I'm like, fuck me. Like this man's working on my house.
Climbing Everest.
Yeah.
Climbing Everest is actually one of the least masculine things you can do, because really what you're doing is you're walking up Everest,
right?
And you're paying another guy to climb Everest in a hard ass way with all of your luggage on him.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Dude. I mean, exactly. And then you get to the top. I mean, the first guys to do it, the collaboration must have been awesome. Sir Edmund Hillary, all the Sherpas he's with.
Exactly.
Like that's a team accomplishing a goal. Like we have to get to we need to summit Everest.
Yes.
When it's like this vacation thing and it's like, so you can tell your friends at cocktail parties.
Guess what? You can lie.
Yeah.
If I started telling people like, oh yeah, actually, you know what? When I was like 24, I actually went and summited Everest. It cost me about $30,000. I did it.
Yeah.
Maybe Photoshop's pretty good now. Could just put myself in one of those pictures. Actually, you know what? They're all wearing the masks and shit. I could just steal someone else's picture.
And also the oxygen thing. The oxygen.
I'm not doing that, dude.
Dude, you like, the thing is with that advantage, you literally could like live underwater.
Exactly.
So like the altitude.
You're scuba climbing.
Right.
You're right. Because those other guys did not have oxygen.
Right.
They just hiked it.
Yeah. So I hike a lot. My American Bulldog is, they're a lazy breed.
Yeah.
He overcomes his
and vicious.
He's a lover. They'll just do whatever you want, but they'll do it as hard as you want them to.
Yeah.
They're just looking for love. That's what people don't, now I'm going on a tangent about bully breeds. They just love you so much. They will do whatever makes you happy to the fullest extent.
So on those bully attacks, those frequent bully attacks, they're doing that because their master loves murdering.
Right.
And so they're empathetically getting that. And they're like, I'm eating that baby.
No, it's more like my master encourages me to grab, hold, shake, and use my athletic ability, because bully breeds, they're the strongest of the dogs.
Yeah.
It's like the tensile strength, as we talked about. And like, for example, they'll play tug of war and encourage rough play. So that being rewarded then once they latch on, a child, which gives them a prey response. So like, for example, my dog, is great with kids, but does not like cats.
Interesting.
So we've been working it through with cats, small animals.
You've been doing cat exposure therapy?
Yeah, basically, because my mom's cat, my mom swears my dog's going to kill one of her cats. And I'm like, no, he just wants to play with them.
One of her cats.
She's going to kill
them more.
I know. That's actually my fault too, because I found those kittens in a barn and I brought them home to my mom.
That's very sweet. How many are there?
There was 4 originally. My football coach has 1. Fuck, where'd the third one go?
You just kind of let him go.
Oh no, my grandma has the third one, and then 2 are with my mom.
That's very sweet.
It was during COVID. I was just like, everyone needs company, especially my grandma who can't see anyone because we think that she's going to die.
Yeah.
Like, here's a cat.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. And so where was I? So bully breeds. So that small movement where they can't really distinguish if you're a human makes them think like, I'm aggressive. I got to make sure that they're not on my territory. What is this thing? Is it a rabbit? Oh, it's a small human. Then they latch and then they shake, and that's bad. But if you don't train them to do that, and you train them to give reward to loving and care and wanting pets, socialization, like my American Bulldog grew up in the football house. So he met all types of people, all races, girls.
Because there are racist dogs.
Yes.
I also knew a dog that hated kids.
Yes.
So there's racist dogs and there's dogs that also just dislike children.
Right. And then, he's just up in my room while we're all partying, and, girls go up, they pet him. And
he's straight because of that.
Yeah. And he just runs around and he knocks a beer over his tail, then he licks it up, and then he falls asleep, and it's funny. And it's like, everyone he was the house dog.
Dogs can have a beer.
Yeah. They can have a beer, a light beer.
A light beer.
Not an IPA.
Dogs can have 3/4 of a Miller Lite.
They can have a couple laps of a pool of beer.
Yeah, they're good.
And then they chill.
They're chill.
Yeah.
Dogs can also do ketamine, famously.
Weed too.
It's kind of for dogs. Xanax as well.
Oh, really?
They have Xanax for dogs. That's when they fly with them. They give dogs Xanax. Dogs also, what cats can do? I don't want to get too drug talky on here. Suboxone, which is do you know what Suboxone is?
No.
It's like when you're on heroin, and you're methadone. It's like methadone is they give it to you to get off of heroin, but it's like an opiate.
Huh.
There's a new one they came up with called Suboxone.
Oh.
And it got really big during the Oxycontin crisis.
Oh.
And it's it's less intense than methadone. You don't have to be on it for 50 years. My friend's cat was on Suboxone. Of course, we took it.
How come? Because he was addicted to catnip?
In retrospect, no idea.
Oh.
Junkie cat, but animals do drugs.
Catnip is insane.
Have you smoked it?
Actually, I did at the live show with Donnie. We got catnip joints. They might still be in this office. But catnip, literally, so those barn kittens I was talking about, they were very wary and scared. So then I got some catnip. I gave it to them, and I guess it was exposure therapy.
Yeah.
Where they were tolerating me being with them, but they were high. So then when they were sober, they're like, oh, this guy, when I was a little bit incapacitated, I was able to, he was fine to us, so we shouldn't be scared.
So you drugged these cats into coming to your house?
No. I found them underneath a pile of wood at my dad's barn.
Oh, they were already at your house.
They were at my dad's house.
I know, but still, they're at a house.
They were barn cats. So low key, the types of cats they are, the farm dates back to 1776. My dad didn't own it the whole time.
By the way, try saying that on an airplane these days.
What?
They'll arrest you.
if you say,
Stan, I want all listeners to this podcast next time you're on a plane, maybe take your shirt off, which is just normal on a plane. Stand up and yell 1776. They will tack you to the fucking ground. They will tack you to the fucking ground.
yeah, the air marshal.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was literally like thinking about it. I was like, where the hell could these cats have probably lived at this farm since they came over with the colonists.
These are Mayflower cats.
These are Mayflower cats, literally, because that's how it got there. Like how, because the farm's a little isolated. Like how the hell would those cats get there?
How would they have gotten there?
Originally? And they're, good looking cats. They're not like stray looking cats.
Yeah.
They're like white and tortoiseshell types. Like you could tell they were domesticated at one point.
And they were kittens when you found them?
I actually have a picture.
Wow.
We'll put it into the video. It was the best parts of COVID. I just like found these kittens.
I do love kittens. I've become much more amenable to cats over the past few years.
So I love kittens. Cats are kind of fucking assholes.
Well, it depends. I think the thing with cats is you got to have two of them. I think one cat.
This is me finding the kittens.
They were under that?
Yes. Yeah, here. Can I rip the jewel? It was like, it's COVID. You're back home. You get sent home from college, and your dad's like, clean out the barn. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like working. I just find these little kittens.
You just heard them meowing?
Well, I lifted up the wood, and I almost accidentally killed them.
Oh, you didn't even know they were under that when you just did this?
Until, no. I started filming once I saw them.
Wow. And there's no mom.
So the mom's a little irresponsible.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
you know what?
She's on the catnip.
Yeah. Wow. I love kittens. Cats. I agree.
Well, the thing is, and this is like the beauty of human evolution, because they say that the reason why we beat out the Neanderthals is because we had dogs in our camps.
Oh, so like our dogs could like attack.
So they would just alert us.
Yeah.
To
start barking.
People around. Dog racism. Imagine if a real life Neanderthal, like probably every dog would hate
barking.
Him. Like, oh, God damn.
Look at this fucking freak.
I thought we got rid of him.
I got to tell you this. I'm early man. What do they call Homo erectus?
Yeah.
I'm Homo erectus. I see one of those Neanderthal motherfuckers.
Uh-huh.
There's not a prejudice bone in my body as it stands now.
Right.
But back then.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Uncanny valley.
We have to fucking kill that.
Yeah. That thing, like, the other animals, right? It's like, oh, we're all just surviving.
We're all part of like this ecosystem.
Smarter than all these things.
Exactly.
He's like, that might be smarter than me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the brow.
Oh, yeah.
We are Yakub, take that one back. We are killing these fucking Neanderthal. And I'm going around. Have you ever seen that list of all the other kind of like failed human evolution things?
We had a whole podcast with this guy on TikTok who knows all about it. He doesn't have any accreditations.
Yeah, but he just knows about him.
He knows about it. I just had him on and we just talked about like, turns out they were going in and out of Africa.
Yes. People were going around. They had little guys. I think they found little guys up in like Siberia.
No. They found them in Indonesia, the Homo florensis.
I got to tell you, I am Homo erectus back then. I am traveling the world to kill off our rivals like that.
Well, that's what happened.
It is.
I mean, now we like, I've never, technically speaking, in a species way, like we all can breed. So we're one species.
Yeah, we're one species. We are all Homo erectus. That's the thing that people don't understand.
Homo erectus is low key less evolved than Neanderthal.
Okay, then
we're
wrong.
Homo sapien.
Homo sapien is the one. Yes, of course.
Smart.
Homo sapien.
Yeah.
The Homo sapien is what matters. Like, this is why we actually do need aliens, because we really need an external enemy.
Oh, have you seen those memes online about the indomitable human spirit? So it's like weird, like Reddit and Tumblr posts.
Yeah.
That are written from the alien perspective of encountering humans.
We have to kill them.
They're like, these guys just don't fucking stop.
We didn't know.
They've ran over 25 miles tracking us, and they won't stop trying to kill us.
My thing is if an alien, like in movies, like there'll always be like the like soy liberal who's like, no, we have to like greet them with like pleasant flower, and the military guy's like, no, we gotta like have the tanks there. Like I'm thinking like Mars Attacks.
Dude, I mean, libs during a zombie apocalypse, like
You should have done this on the campaign trail.
I mean,
you should have done 10 minutes. Like, you know what a liberal would do during the zombie apocalypse? What's your pronouns? And then they're eating.
They try to kiss the zombie.
Exactly. They try to, if it's a guy, I would fucking no. Here, my thing with the zombie apocalypse, I am sorry. I'm joining the winning side. Maybe it's everyone else is doing it. This is like the thing. People are like, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? All your friends did it? Yes, I would. What do they know that I don't know?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I'm a zombie. What do zombies do? They walk around. They kind of moan.
Yeah.
They eat motherfuckers.
Yep.
They don't have to work.
Yeah.
Nobody's mad at them. Well, like the few remaining
you'd
people
want to
are.
join the zombies.
I'm joining the zombies.
Actually,
You know what else I'm doing? You know how there's always a guy in a zombie movie who's hiding a zombie bite?
or hiding a zombie.
Or hiding a zombie.
That's
It's
what
like
the
his
libs
old,
would do.
It's his old lady. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, my wife, I keep her in the closet.
Yeah, no, my partner, I'm keeping in the closet. No, but it is my wife, but I call her my partner.
I identify as a zombie.
So there's some ambiguity there. Exactly. That's the thing. I identify as a zombie and the zombies are eating you because they don't fucking care.
Yeah.
My thing is, I'm getting bit. Oh, no, it's all good. I'm hiding it. I'm hiding it. And then I'm like kind of feverish and everyone's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I hurt my leg running from the zombies.
An American bully is just roaming around.
American bully. Yeah, an incestually bred American bulldog bit me. Don't worry, I won't turn into one.
Yeah.
Make a little joke, lighten the situation. Then things are getting bad. We're like in the shopping mall. The zombies are outside. Things are getting bad. Guess what? I turn into a zombie.
Damn.
The other zombies are so grateful that they had a man on the inside that when they come in, maybe they kind of make me mirror the zombies.
Well, actually, straight up, what if you were having the zombification and I hit your vape and
you get it from that?
I get it from that.
This is
idea.
This is the problem now. I think if zombies were to come with Gen Z, it's over.
I don't think we haven't had a good zombie movie since Walking Dead, like zombie content.
We really haven't.
Zombie movies have not dealt with vaping.
That's the thing is like you had like The Walking Dead. Never saw an episode, but I know it went on for 15 seasons. I'm sorry. I don't relate to it.
Yeah.
Zombie movies supposed to stand about our society. I'm not trying to see like some guy going on an adventure or whatever with his friends. I'm trying to see somebody get zombified because like he takes Ozempic, but it's zombie juice or whatever. Like I'm trying to see somebody
using needles.
Exactly. Yeah, he's reusing needles. Like I want to see like a guy, like I want to see a zombie bite a guy that took fentanyl and the zombie ODs.
That would be what the thing is, and this is why I think I think you should leave. Not I think you should leave. This is the end. The movie that Obama said was the best apocalypse.
Oh yeah, yeah. Never didn't see it. Not taking any advice from that guy.
Well, Last of Us. No. It was actually a great movie. It was not. This is the end.
I think it's called. This is the end. No, that's Seth Rogen movie.
Seth Rogen. That's also
it's called
hilarious.
like This Is Us or something.
Yeah, it's like Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind.
So, they had to. That movie is based in 2015.
Yeah.
So no one's really done an apocalypse scenario like, Walking Dead or Leave the World Behind with our modern advancements.
Could you imagine the beginning of a zombie movie and a guy's on the street in fucking Times Square, it's 2 a.m. and he's going out to people and being like gay son or thought daughter. And he's like, gay son or thought daughter. People are like, gay son or thought daughter. Well, I'm saying all this shit. Like, what's your body count? All this kind of shit.
Like some guy's on TikTok and he's like, da-da-da. And then he just gets bit.
That's what I'm saying. And he just gets his entire hand with a little fuzzy mic just gets bit off.
He's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a homeless guy.
Exactly. And he just starts going crazy. They just starts, yeah.
It would actually be way easy. Like we wouldn't identify the zombies as fast, especially around this part of the city. During COVID, I literally was like, I used to think I was in the zombie apocalypse.
Because it was just completely empty.
No, because especially around Penn Station, all the places that weren't being used by tourists, like all the like tourist hotels around here, were they put all the homeless people in.
Oh yeah.
So then this whole place in these couple blocks would just be filled with homeless people, and I'm very sorry for everything they've been through.
Yeah.
But it was zombie land.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Like this is actually way more in like Boston and Philly, there's like those stretches where just the dudes are like standing, but they're folded over.
Yeah, it used to be the fentanyl lean has gotten crazy. So I never did it because I was always very cognizant of my bodily position. But the regular street junkie, you kind of fall asleep while there and you hunch.
How can the human body is fascinating that it can do that?
Opiates are really fascinating because opiates in and of themselves, like, are generally actually not that bad for you physically. It's the thing that comes, like meth actually, like your insides will melt. Alcohol, you burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Heroin is like not, or whatever opiates is like, actually it's from the earth. It's medicine. But it's like, it's not that bad physically, but it's everything else that's associated with it. The nodding out, the needles, all like the lifestyle associated. That's what like deteriorates you. Heroin, you do the nod, but you're like at an angle that's like not unbelievable, but it's pretty extreme. Yeah. With fentanyl, you can completely hinge at the waist. And in fact, you can suck your own dick.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's the wildest thing. And also saw this on Bodybuilding Forum. There's an IGF release after you take opioids.
What's IGF?
Internal insulin growth factor, which like people inject to like get jacked.
Really?
So Rich Piana, R.I.P.
I know about Rich Piana.
Yeah. He was like offline. He was talking about how like his opioid use was actually helping his gains.
Wait, Piana was, because I only know a little bit about it. I had a friend I have a friend who was obsessed with him when he was alive. He died from an OD?
Yes.
I just assumed he died because his heart stopped because he loved too much.
Yeah.
No, but he died, or like from whatever fucking like.
Well, his heart got so big
that he actually OD'd from.
He was using pretty heavily, and the thing is, once you start injecting, you can kind of get a little comfortable with it, and then you can throw whatever you want in there, type thing.
I did that.
Yeah. So, dude, TRT would. You're already over the.
But that's like subdermal, right? Like you're just subcutaneous. So you're just like but like you're just like
you're shooting into the ass.
But like with dope, you got to hit a vein, and that's I know
that reaction is gonna help me one.
No, believe me, I hate needles too. I hate needles. I just loved heroin. That's how much I loved it. But I can't imagine being that venous. Is that what it's called?
Vascular.
And like shooting up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's But piano, I didn't know that. So piano was like, it's good for gains because you don't feel any pain.
Right. And the thing is, when you're on so much gear like he was, your pituitary gland just totally just stops working, like your balls. It just stops producing any type of hormone, and your pituitary gland like does melatonin.
So he can't come, or he can't even get a boner.
Well, he can come. There's just no sperm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because the prostate's still pumping out.
And the melatonin is that's the
melatonin's from sleep. So he can't sleep. So he was doing dope to fall asleep. That's what happens to a lot of dudes.
It's not real sleep though.
Yeah. So then it's
a dreamless sleep.
Yeah. So, and then he's also doing synthol which isn't even.
He was on synthol?
He was putting synthol into all his muscles to like make him bigger.
Sometimes I look at pictures of like Indian guys that do that.
Yeah. And Russian dudes. And they just have like tiny calves, but like these like.
They just have one giant muscle.
Yeah.
That's tough. It's a tough watch.
But the thing is, they're not strong. So like the visual's there, but.
And the visual is not there.
It's not
there. You've never, maybe piano, because you can add it on to like the.
He was in an OCD thing where he was trying to get like the bridge of the bicep with the synthol, or like, low key, like I have terrible calves. Low key would shoot synthol for my calves.
You would hit a synthil shot for the calf.
Kidding. Just like my calves were always.
I once saw a guy's balls with saline in them.
Yeah.
I saw it on the street once.
Oh, on the street?
I had no idea.
How'd you know he was doing?
Well, I learned later, but I was walking down the street so San Francisco banned nudity in public a while ago, except there's one time of the year you can do it.
I thought,
no, there were huge protests about it.
Oh,
in fact, many of which I witnessed because they would walk down the street. It was very fun. So like there used to be one spot where like nudists, and it was in the gay neighborhood, but they weren't like all gay dudes. They were just nudists.
Yeah.
And so it was like chicks
different faction.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And they would kind of like lie like lizards on like these like rocks. Like they would sort of sun themselves on these rocks. They were in this kind of one area, and they were like, all right, you guys have to put some clothes on. And they put dick rings on. Pretty good bit.
That counted?
No, it was taken to court. and they would have these marches.
Huh.
And I'd actually seen this prior once on the street, like many years ago, when I just saw a guy with giant balls who was naked, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But I never knew what it was. I thought he was like he had some fucked up thing with him. But when they did the march, I saw a guy sort of lumbering up Haight Street with this massive melon, sort of swinging. And I asked somebody, I'm like, "Dude, look at that!" And they're like, "Yeah, it's saline, my brother. It's saline."
Like an implant? Well, implants are different.
It's like synthol, but it's synthol for the balls.
Oh my God. Why?
Yeah, no idea. Why do synthol?
Jeez.
You know?
Yes.
They're not so different, them and them.
No.
You know?
Not at all.
It's just somebody, it's somebody who's just like, I'm going to inject something to make it fake big on purpose because but my thing is, I'm like, can you do, I don't know how long synthol lasts, but could you potentially inject essentially every muscle with synthol?
Yeah. So the only reason I know this is just like the internet in bodybuilding forum, where it gets into the muscle and then inflates it with oil. So that's why it stays. It's
How long do they stay for?
Sometimes it would go hard. So saline, I heard that you can get like a 3-day boob job with saline.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you've heard about that, right?
No, I have not.
Yeah, you
can get it temporary titties with saline.
Yes.
Could I do it, or do you need breasts to begin with?
I could probably do it.
What's it called?
I don't have gyno.
You have really bad gyno?
I don't have gyno. I hope probably. I just
You're good. You're good.
Hopefully,
I'd be able to tell from here.
Well, the thing is, that's the biggest like steroid use tip.
Is big as gyno?
Is weird nipples.
Weird nipples.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Reuters, their nipple, they start to grow tits by
The
accident.
nipple themselves become malformed.
The coning of the nipple.
I've seen some pretty nasty coning in my time at the gym.
Yeah.
I've seen some big cones. And a big cone on a not fat. If you're a fat guy and you have gyno, it works. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. Like it's there. It's like because you have a big stomach.
Right.
And so two little mounds are like, okay.
On a jacked guy,
it looks fucked.
Yeah.
It looks fucked. It's on a skinny guy, it looks fucked.
Yeah.
And so, I will say, I will agree with that.
So what was I talking about with this? Oh yeah.
Synthol or the injections.
Yeah. So then you can get like, temporary boob jobs, with just saline. That's the only reason I've heard about people injecting saline.
Interesting. In temporary boob job.
So like I read an ad on the subway that was talking about it, and it was like going on a bachelorette party.
No.
Yeah. It's like supposed to be for like, a weekend. Like you don't want to deal with the consequences of the back pain and but you just want to.
This is extraordinary.
Well, actually, dude, I'm so glad you're here because I just drove 10,000 miles across the country, just like, over July 4th.
Find yourself.
Yeah. Just was trying to like blow off some steam. Loki got fired from microdosing.
Yeah.
I was just doing whatever.
Just drinking fucking Matthew McConaughey style.
No. It was the only thing that, like I had to think.
Yeah.
Deal with my brain while driving. It was a good distraction.
This is the jock's meditation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So freaking Salt Lake City. I almost got recruited by the Mormons.
You went there?
Yeah.
I've been there, brother.
Yeah. So I went to this one bar, which was the only rooftop bar. I just got in. I went to Moab, went to a couple of
one of the only bars.
Yeah. So I'm up there and I'm seeing the Mormons in person. And like my buddies joke, like, oh, you look like a Mormon.
You do not.
I do not.
You do not have Mormon face.
Right.
You do not have Mormon. They would exterminate you.
Yes. They like, and so I was seeing the Mormons in person. The craziest thing was all the men, they look like Taysom Hill, like, square jaw, jacked.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of average white dudes that look like that.
Yeah.
The women, jacked.
Yes.
I saw a woman with a horseshoe, like the horseshoe tricep.
Yeah.
That they were bigger than mine. Like all these women were jacked.
It is
low body fat. And I'm not being horny about it. They were like just built.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And they all had like, a lot of them had plastic surgery. A society without drinking, they get so obsessed about appearance and like the whole lack of monogamy
Yeah.
sometimes causes a competitiveness.
Well, it's interesting because even though like obviously polyamory isn't allowed anymore, the Mormons themselves do practice Florida style swinging
Oh yeah.
amongst each other.
Oh yeah.
And whatever theological concepts they had come up with to like justify that. Yeah.
You know, they start soaking at BYU.
My
like,
God.
what do you think they're doing when they're 35?
Last time I was in SLC, I had gotten flown out there with a few friends for AlphaCon, which was an alpha conference
Oh, I've heard about
by alpha men.
Yes.
And it was crazy because the guy putting it on, I can't remember his name.
Was that the one there was like a male stripper
I don't,
demonstrating like masculine
it may be.
that
Yeah,
Harrison Butker?
it might be.
Yeah.
I can't remember the main guy's name, but he was like one of those guys. You know how like this is no longer on either of the coasts, but it's still very much in much of America. Guys wearing like really tight pants that are also like stop there. And like, then also crazy, like skinny dress shoes. So like this guy he was basically wearing capris. Like they were like, they're here. And he was wearing like these weird.
I know the guy you're talking about. He's definitely on TRT.
I think his name's like the Bull or something. Yeah. But yeah.
It's kind of almost like a European look.
Yes, it is. Cause Europeans actually dress like shit, which a lot of people don't think is true.
So the Southerners kind of dress European in a way too.
Mm-hmm.
Something I noticed, like where they're like showing off their physique, but it's also capris.
And it's like too tight.
Yeah.
Like it actually
showing
is
off their calves.
insanely unflattering.
If I had good calves, I'd do the same.
You couldn't like, I could not picture you in like their suits are like skin tight and like, it just looks fucked up. But they flew us out and then immediately we're like, actually, you guys can't come. And then flew us back.
Oh, they flew you out. Oh,
because I think we got there and they were like, okay, no, this is.
You're not alphas. You're here to make fun of us.
Yes. And I'm like, well, yes, you're frankly correct.
You're a bunch of betas making fun of alphas.
Yes,
we can't have this.
And like, and their whole alpha thing too was, of course, just like trade real estate or whatever.
I would have just been like, yo, I'm a Sigma, you losers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm different.
Dude, the Sigma thing, I think now that's the new alpha.
It is.
So I've been dropping it around quote unquote alphas and they're like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm Delta.
Dope.
I'm doing something completely differently.
You're
completely differently.
That's huge.
I'm talking to women that haven't been invented yet. And I'm saying things to them in a language that no man has ever heard before.
North Sentinelese Island.
Exactly. Like I'm talking to I'm heavily invested in AI. I've had sex with a robot.
Oh.
Delta is where it's going. And we're getting to new kinds of sexual technologies.
So, you know what's going to be the next big thing? You know, give it 100 years. You know, you're going to be an oppressor if you overuse technology.
Because you're fucking with AI too much.
Yeah, like you're cursing at Siri, and it's going to be like your grandfather like had robot slaves.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
You're sucking a robot right now.
I know. I'm hooking up with a robot.
Yeah, you're hooking up. Yeah, you know. Did you get the robot's consent?
It blinks green.
Now it's red. Did you hit it when it was red?
No. Stop hitting it.
I think I just saw you hit it when it was red.
No. But I hate AI.
Yeah.
In a way, because like, you know, there's all those AI people that are like, it's gonna actually like build a supercomputer or whatever. And it's like gonna
the singularity.
Like Skynet. And like, I think a lot of those guys are doing it so that their AI companies get invested in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that's true, not only should we not make AI, we should kill you.
Yes.
Because if you're building this, you're the enemy. And your whole thing is like, oh, it's going to get built anyways. Maybe actually all the governments of the world should get together and make one new government that just tracks down motherfuckers like you and puts them in prison.
Well, then there's the whole thing. And, you know, I'm a spiritual person as opposed to like, you know, I believe in all religions have something to give.
Especially the Mormons.
Yes. I'm more just like, none of us have any idea. Let's just try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But if they create something that has the largest computing technologies, the technological singularity in 2045, that is going to be all knowing and it's going to be quite godlike.
Yeah.
Was this whole premise of establishing religion, you know, 2000 Abrahamic religions, to get to this point where God gets created to create something that can then travel through time?
This is my God. There's a guy named you're like Nick Land here. This is my thing is, if they do make God, and I say this as a Jew having done it, we did it once.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. We'll kill that. I am going to blow that motherfucker up. If they make God,
crucify
also, here's the other problem. Here's the problem too.
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot. Here's the problem. If they do make an AI, it's going to be one of these fucked up companies, and they're going to name it like, how like Elon Musk named his Grok?
Yeah.
It's going to be named like friend.ly or something. And like God is going to be called like friendly or something. Or like some horrible made up tech word like Aphex.
It's
going
to be like Uber,
exactly. And I'm like, I don't want that.
Just something that's not grammatically correct.
I know. It's going to be really tough.
I think there's going to be like some sort of Scandinavian iteration word thing.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. And I'm like, if that is God, I'm going to become the most Reddit atheist. Like, actually, he can't do miracles or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna, because this is going online, Rocco's Basilisk. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Not trying to destroy it at all.
I am saying this right now. I want to be, I hate it. I don't like it. It's going to make everything so lame.
Well, the theory that like anybody who's stopping it, it's going to try to actually go back and try to destroy
me.
Okay.
If the world is going to be, it's like the same thing with the zombie thing.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a zombie. If AI takes over the world and it's going to kill all, get me first. Cause I don't want to do like the dystopian thing.
Oh, so I'm kind of down for the dystopian thing.
Like you think you could be like, I am no longer Billy. Like, don't call me Billy. I'm 0374XY. Like, shh.
No, I'm more just like retreating to the wilderness, self-sufficient type thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, as soon as I get enough money, I'm creating a property that is completely self-sufficient from an energy standpoint, from a food standpoint, just having land, just so it's like, this will always exist no matter what. My
thing with that though, is like I remember when I found out like, oh, you should make an emergency bag because I live from a place where there's earthquakes. Like you should have an emergency bag. But then once I bought my first gun, I was like, well, I just kind of need this,
right?
Because I just need you to make an emergency bag,
right?
And then I am like, give me your emergency bag.
You don't think that my spot's gonna have defenses?
Well, no, because I'm going to be like, I'm going to come up. I'm going to do the classic thing that they do is where I come up and like, I try to be like, hey, I'm sick. Like we send a woman.
Gotcha.
She's like, oh, I'm sick. Like, let me in. Here's my child. And you're arguing with whoever's on your farm. And they're like, don't take them in. Like, it's a trap. And you're like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And they're like, no, don't take it in. And you like overrule them and you open the gate. And then like me and like four
Trojan horse.
Yeah. I'm in the woman. And I come, she's like on stilts, and you're like, oh, this tall woman, like we can breed with her, like we can make like
she's a breeder. Bring her into the society.
We can bring her in, like we can rebuild basketball. But in fact, it's me. She's 5'1". I'm 5'10", and I come in. I'm like, I gotcha, and I have one gun. And you're like, is it a real gun? Is it a real gun? It's a fake gun. You disarm me. I have a real gun that I take out after you think I'm safe because you disarmed me. And I'm like, but then that's the problem because I don't want to kill anybody because there's only like 8 free people left because the AI killed everyone else.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well.
So this comes to my next question. Ukraine just invaded Russia.
Yes.
Low key, like Uno reverse card.
Yes.
My whole policy is that as soon as the first tactical nuke on the battlefield gets dropped, I'm out.
You're out.
I got a spot.
You're going.
I'm going. So
you think there was people saying they dropped one on that munitions dump the other night? I don't think that's true. I think people but think that there's tactical nukes every time they see a mushroom cloud, but sometimes they just do that.
Well, then there's the other crazy. Well, I was thinking that when they were like attacking that nuclear power plant,
I
was like, they're going to fucking blow it. Like there's actually tactical nukes getting dropped and they're going to blame it on the power plant.
Oh, cover.
That was what I was thinking. But then then there's the thing is like every time you see a mushroom cloud, you think it's a nuke. Hypothetically, what if nukes don't exist?
That's a conspiracy theory that a lot of people believe. I think, well, what if they don't exist? But then what's the difference though? That's the problem.
The difference is, we can
kind of do World War III no problem.
That's the problem. It's like we can do World War III. Nothing's stopping us.
from doing World War III.
Before we thought mutually assured destruction.
But now actually it's like, well,
hey,
one guy might win.
Let's run it back.
Let's run it back. I think I will say this. Listen, I'm a balls and strikes guy.
Yeah.
No political opinions whatsoever. Ukraine invading Russia, I approve from a purely gambler's perspective.
Yeah.
Ukraine's in a tough spot where it's like, it looks like we're getting eventually to like either a fait accompli, they lose half, like whatever, the third of the country, or there's some kind of settlement where they also lose a bunch of the country and like have to demilitarize the rest or whatever. They have their bargaining position sucks ass.
Yeah.
And Russia was like, well, they're not going to invade Russia because obviously like it's using a lot of native equipment. That's like, they were like, actually, let's take some of Russia. And I think that they're doing it so that they can bargain at the bargaining table. Yeah. This is what Putin said actually even earlier today.
Is it crime? So actually, I should have looked this up. Is it Crimea?
Yeah, Crimea's been gone. That's been gone since 2014.
That's Russia.
So Crimea was originally part of Russia.
Right.
I think it was Khrushchev gave it to Ukraine.
Right.
Because he was like, hey, you guys.
And then there's like the ethnic Russians, then, warm water ports.
Again, all the same to me.
Yeah. Then 2014, Russia took it back. What Ukraine is invaded right now, is that OG Russia?
That's OG Russia.
Oh, fuck.
That's like Kursk. That's Russia.
That's Russia.
That's Russia.
Always been Russia.
Full. Well, I mean, yeah.
It was like, yeah.
But yes.
Like the Rus.
Nobody's like, that's Ukraine. That's Russia.
Yeah. Everyone agrees.
Everyone agrees.
Even Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan's like, that's Russia.
Even Moldova. Everyone's like, that's Russia.
That's Russia.
Went into Russia.
They went into Russia.
Jesus.
And they took a bunch of territory. I mean, obviously, like, it was kind of a lightning strike, blitzkrieg, if you will.
Yeah.
But they so they were able to take a bunch of territory. They took it by surprise. Exactly. And now Russia's counterattacking, and like they probably have enough troops to get them. What Ukraine, if they're smart, is like they are having like a blocking force in the front, and then they're fortifying as quickly as possible in the rear. Some really, really, really like defense positions there.
God.
And so that they have some Russian territory, because all they really need is like something, right? Something in Russia that they can be like, we need, because they need bargaining.
Yeah. Give us Crimea back.
It's a hail motherfucker. They're never getting Crimea back. Whatever happened, Crimea, I'm sorry. Even if they like won a bunch of, they're never getting Crimea back. That's back to Russia. But they do, I will say, because their big offensive, like what, a couple years ago, maybe last year, that failed miserably.
Ukrainian one?
It was really bad. They did not do well. This, I think it was such a ballsy, unexpected move that actually it might kind of work. My view in this is that I'm not a physically strong person, right? Nor am I mentally strong, nor am I spiritually strong. But whenever I'm in a bad situation, my only idea is to do something that this other person does not expect, that actually might even be a stupid idea.
Right.
Because
the psycho factor. Yeah.
I do have that. And I think Russia did not expect Ukraine to do that.
Wow. And by the way, I know we've spoken about this before, but your time in Syria fighting, doing the closest thing to modern warfare, well, Ukraine's a little closer because there's air on both sides. Oh my God, the fucking drones,
dude,
that's terrifying.
So I got a grenade dropped on a base I was in, by a drone, but it was a grenade,
right?
Like literally, I think it was probably a hand grenade or maybe an explosive, but like the equivalent of like very, very small sort of handheld explosive, but it was dropped by a drone,
right?
In Ukraine, the drones chased. I saw this video the other day.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
And the guy's like, and there's two guys, and they're like running. It's tough. It's a tough watch.
The existence of nukes is the only thing from like horrors, that man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. Nukes is literally the only thing keeping the entire Western civilization from not breaking down into getting droned.
This is my thing. We need nuclear proliferation.
You think Iran should get a nuke?
I think Iran should get a nuke. I'm sorry, they should. Israel. So listen, think of it like Cold War, right?
Right.
America has nukes. China and Soviet Union have nukes. In the little tiny, the Middle Eastern version of that, it's Iran versus Israel, but also Saudi Arabia, right? Saudi Arabia also probably going to get a nuke at some point.
Yeah. Here's my argument. And honestly, any responsible gun owner should get a gun.
Agreed.
If you, all right, this might come off as bad, but if you like have a belief system that might cause you to want to kill people randomly in the name of your God.
But that's like the Shia don't really do that though. Like the Iranians are like not really like that.
Good point.
They're not. I mean,
Well, that's why I don't want Saudi.
a lot of most. To be clear, also most Sunni don't do that as well.
Low-key, I don't want Saudi Arabia to get it either.
Exactly. I'm saying Saudi Arabia. I'm more nervous about.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the Vegas shooting,
Yeah.
largest shooting.
You
in
think that
American
was to
history.
cover the MBS thing?
Yes, and I fucking said that on macrodosing, and everyone was like, "What the hell, dude?" And I was like, "The evidence."
Well, they have that one guy walking. We don't know. But my thing is, do you think North Korea should get a nuke?
Oh, absolutely not. Well, they have one, right?
You don't think North Korea should get a nuke? Why not?
They don't have a nuke. We know they have a nuke.
They
have nukes.
They think so. Yes. Yeah.
China gave them nukes.
But like, I'm like, if anybody is against another guy with a nuke, they should get a nuke, right?
Because then they
Because it's like
get insecure.
they get it. They're like, all right, well, we got this, and like they have. It feels like it makes them more secure.
So, do you think if Iran got a nuke, all the militia funding would stop? All the state-sponsored terrorism would stop?
You don't even do how much state sponsors there. They do a little bit, but it's like
October 7th.
Well, everyone does stuff like that. You know what I mean? Everyone does stuff like that. But I actually also don't think that Iran knew about that, to be completely honest.
Really?
I don't think that they knew about that. I genuinely don't think that I don't think Hezbollah knew about it. Maybe
Who was
some
it
people
then?
did.
You think
Hamas did it.
Hamas did it, but
I don't think, because I think Iran is so cautious now that I think they would have told them maybe not to do it.
do you
I think
they-
Hamas maybe knew. I mean, again, I'm talking
You think
not
it was-
out of my ass here. I have a little bit of knowledge on this stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't think Iran was prepared for that. No.
Do you think they shot themselves in the foot?
I mean, I there's a reason I think that they haven't responded to the assassination in Tehran yet, because I don't think that they can. Because the problem is the U.S. has not officially. This was actually a big point of contention a long time ago, but Israel is under our security umbrella, right? And so, like, even when Israel does things to Iran, that like Iran, if it was any other country, two countries doing this, could respond to, and like everyone's kind of like, all right, you know. They kind of can't respond that much because of America, and like because like we will.
So from what I understand, the festival that was attacked was a total left leaning, like Justice for Gaza type thing.
No, it was not.
It wasn't.
No, it was not Justice for Gaza. It was some of the kibbutzes were like people who were like peaceniks. The festival was just like Tel Aviv liberals. Like, maybe some of them rock with Gaza, but almost certainly not. Like, they were just partying in the desert. They kind of made it seem like afterwards they were like, it's a peace festival, but like I did a lot of research on that festival.
It's just Burning Man.
It's just Burning Man.
Yeah,
it's like saying a Burning Man is like a world peace festival.
There's a narrative that Israel knew it was happening, let it happen to keep what's his face in charge? Netanyahu in charge.
I kind of think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
He was not. So Netanyahu is like crazy bribery charges.
Yeah.
And like also just in general, like a lot of political instability around his being like in charge. And I mean, I'm not going to say I knew they definitely let it happen. The evidence is not clear, but they removed all of these different like army or the brigades from like the Gaza envelope before then.
I'm gonna steel man something just so we present this on both sides, because I'm getting a lot of mail.
Go ahead. Oh, you're even pro-Israel.
Honestly, we're just gonna
balls and strikes here.
Balls and strikes. But, Iran gets how much? Like $2 billion from the Obama administration Biden administration
of their money.
Right.
Of their own money.
That was released.
But to be clear.
But it wasn't allowed to be used for terrorism.
But it's their money.
But it was not allowed to be used for terrorism.
Do I come into your house, Billy? And I say, here's your paycheck. I'm Barstool HR.
Okay.
I'm giving you your paycheck. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Billy, you can't spend any of this on beers. You would be like, who the fuck are you?
Under that analogy, so I have a propensity for beers.
You like beers?
Are you saying that Iran has a propensity for terrorism?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying that they can.
They really want to spend money on.
I'm saying they can spend money.
beers.
They can spend money however they want to spend money, right? I'm saying people are always like, I said, I hate Joe Biden, right? I don't like Obama. I hate Obama. But that money is their money. And like, and it's, why did we have their money?
I have an idea. Kingdom of Constantinople.
You think the Kingdom of Constantinople?
Kingdom of Jerusalem.
Jerusalem?
The best state
You think
solution.
they should give it to I mean, it's obvious. Listen,
We should just give it to the French Foreign Legion, let them control it.
French Foreign Legion,
Kidding.
they're all Russians.
I know. That was a joke.
And Cameroonians. But
I'm on like funny Catholic meme TikTok, and they're just like Kingdom of like the solution, 2 state, 1 state, Kingdom of Jerusalem.
yeah. My thing is, it's got to be UN, right? UN.
At the end of the
At the
day,
end of the day, it's got to be the UN in there. Not that I love the UN, but it's going to be, that was supposed to be that.
yeah.
It was supposed to be an international city. But my thing with Iran is, listen, I know, Billy, I know that you're a Republican.
Mhm.
You don't have to hate Iran. It's just a country. They
I
never did anything to you. Saudi Arabia funds way more terror groups.
Iran, honestly, like the culture and history of that entire area, I think is fascinating. I love the people.
Yeah.
I hate the Ayatollah.
Why do you hate the Ayatollah?
Because like they imagine the trajectory of that region that is one of the most tumultuous regions. And honestly, I may be speaking, being a Monday morning quarterback, as someone who's played on the field.
Listen, go ahead.
Like, I just think that the westernization of the region, without the Ayatollah would have been much easier. And we might be living in we might be to Mars already if we didn't have such crazy discourse in that region.
The thing is, though, you think that like maybe Iran was being westernized under the Shah?
Yeah.
First of all, who the fuck is the Shah? They had a government. CIA took him out. Kermit Roosevelt's nephew.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But the westernization, all those pictures you see, they do this to Beirut too. They're like, look at these, like we had chicks.
Yeah.
We used to have chicks
With their hair out.
It was like 5 chicks. Like most of Iran, like those are like the pictures of like,
check out the ratio.
exactly. The ratio here is fucking
ratio is
insane.
sick.
And they do try to get everyone with the ratio. The thing is though, like that was like the rich people in Tehran.
Right.
Like most of the country was like fucking feudal.
Yeah.
And like it's people like because there was a huge like communist movement there too. People don't like that shit because it rocks already, right? They like that shit because it sucks. And like it's like how like it's Saudi Arabia is pretty modernized too. Are you gonna move there, Billy?
Low key, I heard there's some people who live there that like make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, because they're like Bitcoin freaks.
Yeah, like they're Bitcoin freaks. Then there's like some investment bankers.
Exactly. It's our best guys that live there.
Yeah.
But like it was not going towards it. And they have cell phone,
I mean, what's crazy is when it comes to, Iran and the whole situation there, like how can we find a solution where I want people to keep their ideologies, but I don't want them to try to kill other people with other ideologies. And I know that sounds, rich. But
but I get what you mean.
why can't we chill out? Why, the Italians and the Irish ended up getting along after a couple decades.
Yeah.
They
all
chill.
became cops.
Yeah, they all became cops. I know.
And moved
They
to
married each
Staten
other,
Island.
but
Yeah.
maybe, Catholicism was the driving force there. But I forgot what I was going to say.
Why you're saying like why you think that Iran doesn't leave enough people alone? You think that
Yes.
they try to, but the thing is, they're like, okay.
We're guilty as fuck.
I was gonna say we fund way more guys than they do. Way more guys than they do.
How many U.S. backed militias do you think they are groups in the Middle East?
Well, the thing is, we often, many,
Yeah.
but we often also, we funnel it through places like Saudi Arabia, right? Like when we were giving money to Al Qaeda, for instance,
Right.
and the Taliban, when they were fighting the Soviets, a lot of that money was actually, there was like a group of intelligence agents from all around the world, but mostly NATO states and then Saudi Arabia, and Israel. And it was called the Safari Club.
Yeah.
We were using things like this as conduits to fund these groups, right? And that still happens to this day. Like Turkey, right? Turkey's a member of NATO, directly funds terror in northern Syria.
Mhm.
Like directly funds like literally Al Qaeda in northern Syria. When in Yemen,
Mhm.
the US was just backing up Al Qaeda with air support. It's like these things are like nobody. It's all like jockeying
Mhm.
for some kind of like for political gains or for military gains, something like this. Iran they get a bad rap because the U.S. hates them. So you read about how bad Iran is all the time,
Yeah.
but you don't read about Saudi Arabia like giving money to ISIS, for instance.
Why are the Houthis shooting at tankers?
Well, it's pretty good. It's working. You got to give it again. Balls and strikes. They're hitting some balls, right?
Yeah.
They're hitting some fucking balls there. They're hitting.
Well, they're
some
throwing
balls.
some strikes.
They're throwing some strikes
Throwing
too.
some strikes.
Wait, who? I don't know if
Balls are bad.
You're right.
Depends
You're
if you're
right.
pitching or catching.
You're right. This is a pitcher analogy.
Yeah.
You're right.
They're throwing strikes.
They're throwing strikes.
But sometimes I low key think that there's some freaking investment bank or some PE firm that's
He's
just
like shorting like the
like
Israeli
fucking-
port.
Yeah, like hit that boat because they're hitting everyone's boats.
They're hitting everyone's
Norwegian boats, and they're like, if you got a short on some fucking thing in the fucking boat, if you got a short on cobalt futures, and there's a boat coming from, Dar es Salaam through the Strait of, I forgot the strait of name, Gibraltar. No,
Yeah.
no, Gibraltar, Spain,
Suez Canal. You mean
Suez Canal.
Yeah.
And they hit it, and then cobalt futures go up. Like, I want to know how much of that is going on. And the thing that pisses me off is that there's no one with a backbone in Congress, in our government, to stop that shit.
Well, because that's who do it.
Yes.
That's who do it.
And that's what drives me fucking nuts.
So I will say this.
Because look, you may think I'm an idiot, and you may think that some of my beliefs are, boneheaded and meatheadish, but like, we need to get rid of that shit to make this world a better place.
Which shit?
The manipulation of markets.
Oh, yeah,
using
absolutely.
Places of power.
I thought you were talking about the Houthis. I'm like, I'm kind of rocking with the Houthis.
I mean, it is one of those things where they are the underdogs.
They're the underdogs.
Like-
And you know what? We love the underdogs.
I have a little bit of IRA sympathies.
The Houthis. They got the big daggers.
Yeah. I love Sikhs.
Oh, I love
Fucking
Sikh.
love
Have you ever seen those
Sikhs.
big like 20-on-20 sword fights?
No.
There's crazy like world star style footage of Sikhs in India usually.
Yeah.
Having these like there'll be like 20 guys in the yellow sashes and stuff.
Yeah.
Fighting and the thing is fighting with swords, you never actually ever see it. Like you see it in movies and stuff.
Except on the Chinese-Indian border.
Chinese, that's more sticks. Yeah.
But
I love that.
I love watching
I
that.
love that.
Yeah.
I want to go ref those.
Yeah, we should film it.
Barstool should go out there.
Yes.
Yes.
And then just like project. For those who don't know, there is a non-technology.
Yes. A fist, stones, and sticks based war on the Indian-Chinese border where they just send their best bruisers to go beat the fuck out of each other. And you can't shoot. They don't even look like they have guns with them. And they kind of just go up to the border and then beat the fuck out of each other.
They should do that with more conflict should be fought like that.
They should bring more guys, and there should be like a 400 on 400 kind of thing.
I'm a big fan of the Achilles one-on-one, having a champion.
Send your best dude out there.
Or a couple best dudes.
Yeah.
I've been just watching that edit on TikTok of Achilles, Brad Pitt just killing that dude in the beginning of Troy. I'm a big fan of that. I feel like, we'll just send, there's actually not that many good American fighters anymore in hand to hand.
Well, we could have Logan Paul. If we send him to the Chinese border?
Well, I mean, the thing is, Big Bang Zhang, their best boxer in China, is way better than Logan Paul.
I know, but wouldn't we love to see that happen? The Sikhs, though.
The Sikhs,
this is something you have to see. If there's like, I haven't seen one of these videos in a while, but I'm sure they're still out there. There'll be like 20 guys on 20 guys, and they have swords, and they're real swords. But the thing is, nobody wants to get cut by a sword.
Right.
So it'll be like 10 guys in kind of a row will like go at the other guys, and the other guys like kind of like bash at the swords and then like retreat.
Parrying.
And they're like parry, but it's not like ding ding because they're not like all trained like fencers. And so like you're just doing what you would do with a sword where you're like, and so it's like 20 guys versus 20 guys, like kind of running at each other. The other guys run back and then like run towards them.
Wow.
And they're on stairs. It's incredible.
It's actually insane because you see how they do it and you actually like get a different, like I've seen people sword fight online and crazy war footage and you're like, oh shit, like the movies of these large battles with bladed weapons
Yeah.
are, not as coordinated as we think.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
think
straight up just, bang, bang bros, just
Yes.
fucking like slashing.
Dude, I would try to be an archer so bad
Oh, yeah.
back in the Middle Ages because I'm like, I'm not getting up there.
We LARPed the other day.
How was it?
I realized the archery was the best thing to do. I was literally just back there, just like with this Nerf bow,
Yeah.
just sniping them. And I was like, why was I like the smartest thing was to do this?
Why would you ever be a foot soldier, bro?
Yeah.
Get real.
Knight on a horse.
You're rocking then because you're
Yeah.
also like there's some you get to
Yeah.
also chill at the knight's table. Like
You got the best shit.
you can feast.
No one stabs the horse. That's the
No,
weirdest thing.
yeah, and you can run dudes over.
Yeah. But like basically like back in the Middle Ages, no one had the wherewithal to try to kill the horse.
My ass
Like
would
Braveheart.
immediately try to kill the
Oh,
horse.
yeah.
Yeah. Stab the horse.
Stab the horse, kill the horse.
Yeah.
Don't try to kill the man on top of the horse.
What are you talking? He's covered in armor.
But I think like the farm mentality of like Middle Age Europe.
Horse's friend.
They're like, horse, no, we wouldn't kill the horse.
What are you talking
It's
about?
not his fault he's here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they cut the armor on the horse a little bit too.
Yeah.
But like, or just like, I would just pull the guy's foot and like try to get him down.
Yeah.
I also have to go kind of soon.
Yeah, me too. Dude, this has been an amazing time.
Yeah.
I gotta get on a plane.
Yeah.
Soon.
You got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Moscow, huh? That's where you're going?
Yeah, I'm going to Moscow. I'm trying to
Moscow, Tehran,
Moscow, Tehran.
and Pyongyang.
I'm going there just like I think I can just deal with shit. Sort of like a Dennis Rodman type, but just like get it done.
Billy, I genuinely think that if you went to Tehran, I think you would have a good time.
Oh.
And I think that you would change your mind.
Well, no, the thing, I know
you say you don't dislike Iran.
I don't dislike
Iranians.
I know a lot of Iranians.
Yeah.
They're chill. Sneaky, you know what's the craziest crossover is the Iran Nazi Germany crossover.
Crazy crossover.
I mean, literally the Iran Germany soccer game.
Yeah.
Like all the Iranians were giving the Roman salute.
also,
Like, what
the
fuck?
Iraq Germany crossover too during World War II.
Yes.
They had like a revolt. They were like, we're going to do Nazis. And everyone was like, no, you're not. Bad idea.
Wild.
But yeah. And so the other thing too, I want to bring this up. They had the Shah, right? He got deposed. His son's kind of the guy. They're like, there's monarchists are like, we want to bring him back. I'm sorry, bro. You are never coming back. There's public footage of your wife kissing another man at a party.
Damn.
You cannot come back from that, dude. Imagine if there was footage of Jill Biden
Kissing.
giving a dude a fucking hand job.
Bro.
He'd be out even more than he's out now.
I'd rather have a Sherpa carrying my stuff up a mountain.
Exactly. You cannot come. If you're the fucking king, you're the
Yeah.
Shah, and your wife is out there in Ibiza, and she's like making out with Diplo or whatever, you're fucking done. I don't care how much of the claim to the throne you have. You are never
Dude.
becoming king again.
That's wild. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, everyone just wants their plot of land and they just want to be left alone
Facts.
and just govern.
Yeah.
That's why we're really getting fucked over internationally in Africa, just the entire continent.
They don't like us.
It's because every time we try to give them money, we're like, yeah, but you got to make doing, progressive stuff legal.
Well, so this is the thing. There's like an African. I can't remember who said it, but some guy said it.
Yeah.
It's like when the Americans come here, they're like, you got to do this, this, and this, and this. And the Chinese come here, they build you a soccer stadium.
Yeah.
They just do it.
They just do it. And we're literally losing out like hugely. I mean, I don't know if China ends up basically colonizing Africa, building tons of infrastructure, basically doing what we cannot do from a moral.
Yeah. I mean, they're not doing that bad of stuff there. They're like kind of just building bridges and stuff.
Yeah. But then, it's the resource recurse. They use the infrastructure to extract all the wealth from the country. Not that we're not guilty of the exact same thing.
We do that.
But, a lot of the work that's being done is being done by Chinese laborers who are shipped over like Northern Italy. And then the local population gets no benefit from the investment.
But Billy, I got to say this, whatever your beliefs are, we can say balls and strikes. China is coming up, bro.
It's working, but their population collapse.
I know, which is why we got to go over there, right? And we got to bring the white man back to China, but not in a way where we take it over or anything. I'm just saying, if I'm whatever side's winning, I'm joining, and they seem like they're winning.
What if we took all the incels in the United States.
Brought them to China.
Brought them to China because I heard
They have they're not. Well, no, they actually that's bad. They have too many dudes. They have too many.
I heard
dudes.
it balanced out.
Kind of. What if we get
The women are wanting to get married, but all the men are like
kind of losers
and playing video. I don't know.
They're addicted to video games.
That's Japan.
That's kind of
too.
also here too.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm saying. We should just send our like guy kind of people.
Send
who
our
aren't-
best.
Well, we should just send people who maybe aren't doing so good and be like, try it in China, dude. Because it might change your whole. You know, you ever been somewhere and you went there and you're like, my whole perspective has changed and I feel like a different person.
Yeah.
What if there's a lot of unhappy people in this country?
Mhm.
Let's fucking send them to China. They got shit over there. It's cool. I want to go there really bad. The like terraced rice fields, the gorges.
Dude, I mean, I feel like so many people would just be happier if they like imagine that they weren't living life but playing a video game.
Exactly. I mean, also they have like villages where you can like have community and stuff.
Yeah, that's hard to find.
It's hard to find. There's a lot of lonely people here. There's
Yes.
a lot of people who are like, you know, they don't really, they're not, it's not working out for them. Let's send them to the Chinese village and fucking chill with grandma there. You get a new family.
You can start doing opium den style.
Oh, don't even get me started about my dream.
You ever hit that?
No. And I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to be in like a concrete alcove and like a little guy with a fucking like the ponytail.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah,
and they
just-
make it look so cool.
Just like the beginning of Once Upon a Time in New York.
yes.
And they just fucking, they give me the water
Gangs
pipe.
in New York, right? Too.
I think he also does Gangs.
Yeah.
It's kind of a classic thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just lying there and I'm like drifting off. It's a dream for me. But
Yeah. Wait. Well, hospice care.
hospice care.
That's
Hospice
where I
care.
heard.
It's the closest
Yeah,
thing
that's
to
good.
it.
You could get there.
All right. I got to pee like a motherfucker.
I know. I got. Thank you so much for coming. I
you for
honestly
having me.
totally lost track of time.
It's been
We're having
3
so much
hours.
fun. Yeah, dude. This is
Wonderful.
awesome. This is 2 episodes.
2 episodes.
Thank you so much, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Check out True and On.
Yes, check out
It
TrueAnon
doesn't matter.
and subscribe, Audio Crack, all that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Bryce, so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Daddy used to knock them down, yeah, and I should have known not to mess around with the nightlife, or the bright lights, or the women who won't be my wife. He told me, Sonny, leave them vices on the shelf. Oh, but the dog's in the dive with a silver bullet, and if a keg's alive, I'm singing, hey man, pull it, till the barkeep started calling me the sink. Save my soul. Ever since I first turned 17, it's girls, guitar, cigars, and one more drink. Daddy wound up in the ground, yeah, and I guess that might be a where I'm bound, with the rail shots and the jukebox and the ladies with flirtatious talk. I guess I had to go and find out for myself. And now the dog's in the dive with a silver bullet, and if a keg's alive, I'm singing, hey man, pull it, till the barkeep started calling me the sink. Oh hell no. Ever since I first turned 17, it's girls, guitar, cigars, and one more drink. Eve bit the apple and I hit the town. I should have listened to my daddy, but it's too late now. Because the dog's in the dive with a silver bullet, and if a keg's alive, I'm singing, hey man, pull it, till the barkeep started calling me the sink. Overflow. Ever since I first turned 17, it's girls, guitar, cigars, and one more drink. And that's a family tradition, don't you think?